You're sitting still right now, totally stationary, but here's the thing. You're not. You're moving through time at full speed every second of every day, and according to physics, that motion through time is just as real as motion through space. For most of human history, space and time were totally separate ideas. Space was the stage. Time was the clock ticking in the background. Newton built his entire universe on that assumption, and it worked brilliantly for centuries. Then in 1905, Einstein published his special theory of relativity and quietly broke everything. A few years later, a mathematician named Hermann Minkowski took Einstein's equations and said something remarkable. Space and time aren't two separate things. They're one thing. He called it spacetime, a single four-dimensional fabric where three dimensions of space and one dimension of time are woven together completely. That sounds abstract. Here's what makes it real. Einstein later showed that mass, any mass, actually curves this fabric. The Earth curves it, the Sun curves it a lot more. And objects don't move in straight lines because some invisible force is pulling them. They move along the curves that mass creates in space-time itself. Here's the part that usually stops people. When we say space-time bends, we don't mean it metaphorically, we mean it physically. Light bends around massive objects because it's following the curved geometry of space-time. We've measured this. During a solar eclipse in 1919, astronomers confirmed that starlight bent exactly as Einstein predicted. The fabric was real. But here's the twist most people miss. Your position in space-time isn't just where you are, it's when you are. And those two things trade off against each other. Move faster through space, and you actually move slower through time. This isn't a thought experiment anymore. GPS satellites have to account for this constantly. Without the correction, they'd drift off by miles every single day. So the clocks on satellites tick slightly differently than the clocks on the ground, not because of a technical glitch. Because space-time is genuinely warped by both speed and gravity, and your position inside that warping changes how time flows for you specifically. What's strange about all this is that space-time isn't some theoretical placeholder until we figure out something better. It passes every test we throw at it. Gravitational waves, ripples in the fabric itself, were detected just a few years ago. The universe keeps confirming this picture, and yet nobody really knows what space-time is made of, or if that question even makes sense. It behaves like a substance. It stretches, it bends, it carries information, but we can't hold a piece of it. Maybe the most honest thing you can say about space-time is this: it's the most well-tested idea in physics, and we still don't fully understand what we're talking about.